begins in the Pacific, with American troops on the offensive, pushing the Japanese back from island to island. But American losses were brutal. On Iwo Jima, they lost 4,000 men. On Okinawa, they lost over 12,000. By the summer of '45, only mainland Japan was left unconquered. But this would be the hardest fight of all. The worst estimates suggested the conquest of Japan would cost 1 million American lives. And many GIs who survived the war so far imagined in Japan their luck would run out.
But meanwhile, on a military base in New Mexico, work was underway on a new type of weapon, designed to release the energy locked up inside the atom. And by July 1945, the Manhattan Project was ready. On a test site 90 miles from Los Alamos, they exploded the first atom bomb. News of the successful bomb test was rushed to Truman, who at that moment was at Potsdam, just outside Berlin, in talks with his wartime allies, the Russians and the British. And Truman ordered the bomb be dropped on Japan.
A survivor, Kotoaka Osamu, recalled,
"The flash was indescribable. It was as if a monstrous piece of celluloid had flared up all at once. Even as my eyes were being pierced by the sharp red flash, the school building was already crumbling."
90,000 Japanese civilians died at Hiroshima. Another 50,000 died later of the lingering effects of radiation.
Truman's justification was that the bomb was the only alternative to a full-scale invasion. And so, in his words,
dropping the bomb stopped the war and saved millions of lives.
But was that the whole story? Because later, after the war, some of Truman's closest advisors began writing their memoirs. And in these memoirs, some recorded another version of the truth. That Japan was already just weeks from defeat, that Japan wanted to surrender even before Hiroshima. As Dwight Eisenhower, Commander-in-Chief of the Allied forces in Europe, put it,
"We didn't need to hit them with that awful thing."
These pictures aren't of Hiroshima. They show Tokyo, Osaka, Kobe, Nagoya. Japanese cities destroyed not by atom bombs, but by conventional explosives and incendiaries. The Allies had control of the sea. 9/10 of Japanese shipping was sunk or disabled. Her air force was crippled. Her factories wrecked. Her food supplies were shrinking fast. After the war, the official US Strategic Bombing Survey said,
"By November '45, it's probable the Japanese would have surrendered, even if the atomic bombs had not been dropped, even if no invasion had been planned or contemplated."
And Truman knew it. So why drop the bomb?